welcome to the EDION Peace Wing in Hiroshima for the Friday J1 match, as two of last season's top three go head-to-head. It's Sanfrecce Hiroshima against the champions Vissel Kobe. A chance for Vissel Kobe to move into second place and just 3 points behind the leaders MEIJI YASUDA ahead of their clash with Nagoya Grampus tomorrow. But should it go the other way, a win here for Sanfrecce would see them move level on points with last season's champions. It's been a largely frustrating season for Sanfrecce so far, down in 7th and 9 points off the top of the table. They've proved as tough to beat as always, and no team in J1 has been beaten less times this season, but 10 draws in their opening 21 games has been costly in terms of points. Sanfrecce have the best attack though in the league, having scored 37 times, while Vissel Kobe arrive with the best defensive record, having conceded just 16 so far. Sanfrecce, a team that certainly spreads the goal around too. Well, new signing Yuki Ohashi has hit 9 since his arrival from Shonan Bellmare. No less than 14 players have found the back of the net for Sanfrecce Hiroshima in J1 so far this season. Well, these two sides very familiar to each other. They played out a goalless draw in Kobe earlier this season, but it was Sanfrecce had the better of things, winning 3 of 4 meetings in the League and Cup in the last campaign. They haven't lost in 9 here to Vissel Kobe, who have won just once in 19 trips to Hiroshima. Brazilian Marcos Jr. not in the starting 11 today. Top scorer for the club back in 2019. Now Sanfrecce Hiroshima have drawn the last 2 games. They're unbeaten in 3. And if they could just turn 1 or 2 of those draws into victories, the season could look very different. Captain today for the home side, Sho Sasaki. And he's played over 300 times in the top flight in his career. Such a key member of the back three that Mikhail Skiba likes to play since his arrival in Hiroshima 2 years ago. So barely a seat in the house, a good atmosphere for the visit of the champions, and a potentially pivotal game for both of these sides. The win against Kashima Antlers last weekend for Vissel Kobe, they will be hoping will be the kickstart that their season needed, having already lost 6 times this season. And there's already 1 more and in the whole of their title-winning campaign, where they lost just 5 times in 2023. Well, Sanfrecce go largely with the same team that drew at Kawasaki last Saturday. The back 4 and midfield remains the same. The only change will come at centre forward. Cypriot international Piraeus Sotiriou returning in place of Brazilian Douglas Vieira, who is back amongst the substitutes. Mitsuta, Nakano and Sasaki were all on target for Sanfrecce in their many games against Vissel Kobe last season. As always, it is a back 3, the midfield packed with Ohashi in behind the centre forward Sotiriou. Ryo Tanimoto 36-year-old referee, taking charge of just his 4th J1 match this season, but the 57th of his career. And he'll be assisted by Yusuke Araki, who is the VAR. Just the one change too for the champions from the big win against Kashima Antlers last weekend. That comes at right back, where Ryo Hatsuze returns for Kimeto Nono. Yoshinori Muto was on target in a 2-0 win against Sanfrecce last May and has hit 7 goals so far this season. And he's outscoring centre-forward Yuya Osako, who's found goals much harder to come by this campaign, hitting just 5, some way off his 22 that saw him finish as joint scorer in the J1 division last season. Vissel may be the champions, but historically Sanfrecce are the much bigger club, having won 8 league titles, including 3 in the J.League era, while the Ushi's title win last season was their first and only the 2nd major trophy in the club's history, following the Emperor's Cup win in 2019. So it's Sanfrecce Hiroshima against Vissel Kobe, the opening game of round 22 of the 2024 J1 season. Vissel Kobe, the champions, visiting the side who finished 3rd for the 2nd successive season. And it's Muto, immediately on the front foot with the deep delivery. Sanfrecce clear it away only as far as Ogihara. Now Honda. Pencil's gone though. Very tight at the top of the table. Sanfrecce Hiroshima won't discount themselves yet, with almost half a season still to go. 9 points off the pace. And everybody's waiting for Machida Zelvia to slip up, last season's 2nd tier champions, who have led the way for most of the season. Hasn't happened yet though. Here's Kato. Arai with the delivery, the ball right across. Maikawa was struggling in the Vissel goal for a second. Arai and Higashi so key to the way that Sanfrecce play, the 2 wing-backs. Early delivery in this time, but Maikawa gathers much more competently on this occasion. Here's Matthias Tula. Sasaki. Towards Mitsuta. Honda. Now Yoshinori Muto. He was in double figures in terms of his assists last season, Muto. And his goal scoring tally could have been better and has been this season. Stepping up with the struggles in front of goal for Yuya Osako. Headed down by Sotiryu, who is forever embedded in the folklore of Sanfrecce Hiroshima's footballing history with his performance in the League Cup final in 2022. Sanfrecce Hiroshima a goal down to Cerezo Osaka going into stoppage time, and the Cypriot scored twice to win the trophy. Almost did the cup double that season, but were surprisingly beaten, Mikhail Skibber's side, by Ventforet Kofu of the 2nd division in the Emperor's Cup final. But lifted a trophy, reached 2 cup finals and finished 3rd in his first campaign. Last season they were 3rd again. Here's Muto, trying to weave his way through. Osako went for goal, but Kaisuke Osako in the Sanfrecce goal with a comfortable save in the end. That's where Muto is such a threat. His link-up play with Osako such a key to their title success last season. Scored 10 goals in the whole of the last campaign. Muto has 7 already. Player who spent 3 years in the northeast of England with Newcastle United, making just 25 appearances. It's a corner for Sanfrecce. MEIJI YASUDA, who finally led Vissel Kobe to the promised land and the J-League title. Won it as a player with Yokohama F. Marinos 24 years ago and has now won it as a coach. Sotirio looking for space in the centre. Seven in there for the home side. Whipped across, headed away by Yamakawa. Mitsuta. Swung in again, and the header straight at Maikawa. Good delivery from Ohashi. Proved to be one of the signings of the season so far. Yuki Ohashi from Shonan Bellmare. 9 goals in his first 19 appearances. In his first move away from Shonan Bellmare. Ide. Yamaguchi. Vissel forced all the way back to Maikawa. Taken down by Nakano. Here's Sasaki. Higashi. Looking for the run of Sotirio, but he's covered by Mateus Tula. Brazilian who featured 28 times last season in the title win. Scored his first goal of this campaign in the 3-1 win against Kashima Antlers. A big win against the side second in the table. Pulled Vissel Kobe closer to them, but Machida Zelvia finding themselves with a 5-point lead now at the top of J1. Launched by Maikawa. Osako has Muto in space. There is Muto. Cuts in on the left foot and went for goal, but the angle was always being closed out. Promising counter again, though, from Vissel Kobe. And deflected behind by Sho Sasaki. Suze to deliver. An in-swinger from this side. It's a decent delivery as well. Sasaki headed it away for Hiroshima. Back in again by Hatsuze. Sasaki away once more. And for the third time, the Hiroshima captain clears. Experienced campaigner now, Sasaki, 34. Joined the club in 2015 from Sanfrecce Kofu. Suze's throw. And free kick for Sanfrecce. Late challenge on Shuto Nakano. Scored in a 2-1 win here against Vissel Kobe in the League Cup group stage last season. Final season of the League Cup group stage. It was a competition for pretty much the J-League's top flight, but now all three divisions involved in a more traditional knockout-style competition. Competition of which Sanfrecce Hiroshima are through to the quarter-finals. Face Nagoya Grampus over 2 legs in September when the League Cup resumes again. Vissel Kobe suffered a rather embarrassing exit in the secondary cup competition, losing to Katala Toyama, the J3 team, beaten 5-4 on penalties. Arai with the throw. Here's Soteriou. Hesitancy from both Muto and Sasaki, but here's Higashi. Soteriou not on the same wavelength. Trying to run in behind. Higashi played it short. Rose. Makihara. Zay in space on this near side. Yamaguchi going through the centre, and now it's with Muto. Swings across it. Osaka's there with the header. And it's the champions who lead after 10 minutes. Yuya Osako, the combination that was so successful last season for Vissel Kobe. Yoshinori Muto with the delivery. And Yuya Osako with the header. 6th goal of the season for last season's J1 top scorer. And the most perfect of starts for the champions as they try to get themselves right back into this title race. Kashima Antlers last weekend, Sanfrecce Hiroshima this weekend, a couple of really big games in terms of their title retention hopes. 3-1 win against Kashima Antlers, and now they lead in Hiroshima. Well, remember, they've only won once in their last 19 visits. Sanfrecce looking to respond. Soteriou didn't get the connection he was hoping for, the Cypriot. Goals so far this season. It's just his 12th start. Scored 4 in 19 in the last campaign. Player whose footballing career has taken him to Bulgaria, Denmark, Kazakhstan, and now Japan. Here's Muto. Yamaguchi just couldn't stretch and get his toe to the ball, but now he has it. Yamakawa. Well, they may have lost more games than they did in the whole of the campaign already, Vissel Kobe, but they're by no means out of the title race. They were so good in the second part of last season when it became a 2-horse race with F. Marinos. Here's Osako trying to catch out his namesake from distance. When it mattered, they produced the big wins, especially the victory away at Yokohama F. Marinos that really put them in the driving seat. Osako. Well, if they can come out at 6 points from Kashima Antlers And Sanfrecce Hiroshima will face Consadole Sapporo next, and then Nagoya Grampus at home. Travel to Kawasaki Frontale before their next big game on the 11th of August away to Yokohama F. Marinos. Here's Osako. Now Muto. Of course, Kawasaki Frontale would have been a big game, but not given the form that they've shown in the league last season and in this campaign as well. Things beginning to look up for Vissel Kobe, but there's a long way to go here. Sanfrecce Hiroshima beaten just 3 times this season. Well, 2 of those losses have come here. Lost back-to-back games to Nagoya Grampus and Kashima Antlers. There's Nakano. It's well cut out by Ide. Now Kato. Just trying to slide that ball through. She unable to get on the end of it. It's those Vissel Kobe supporters behind that goal that you can hear at the moment. Over a 300-kilometre journey from east to west, from Kobe to Hiroshima. 4 hours by car, 2 hours though on the remarkable train system they enjoy in Japan. Quarter of an hour gone, the champions leading 1-0. Yuya Osako's header from Muto's delivery. Nakano. Sasaki. Now Mitsuta. Sasaki. Now Higashi. Higashi again. In towards Sotiryu. Holds it up as Kato in support is Higashi. It's not a bad ball across, it's a deep header, and it's an equaliser from Naoto Arai. Fabulously worked goal from Sanfrecce Hiroshima. And 2 sides who played out a rather tame goalless draw earlier in the season have produced 2 goals in just over the opening quarter of an hour. Good response from Sanfrecce Hiroshima. It's a lovely ball by Higashi. And Naoto Arai with the looping header into the corner. It is Sanfrecce Hiroshima 1, Vissel Kobe 1. And the 2 wing-backs combining for Sanfrecce Hiroshima's equaliser. Higashi's delivery and Arai's header. 6th goal of the season for the right wing-back in his first season with Sanfrecce. Signed in the off-season from Albirex Niigata. And Vissel Kobe's lead lasting just 6 minutes. Katsuze's throw. Here's Muto. Tula. Sanfrecce actually handed Vissel Kobe their heaviest defeat last season, a 5-0 win in Kobe in the League Cup group stage, albeit with much changed teams. Lost 2-0 there in the league though, their only defeat in the 4 meetings. There's Hatsuze. Yamakawa. Now Honda. Ogihara. Now the Hiroshima fans have found their voice a bit. With Maikawa. Honda very much on the back foot here. Tula got across well though. Ide. Header from Higashi. Kato. That win against Kashima Antlers last weekend, by the way. The first win in 3 games for Vissel Kobe following a 0-0 draw at home to the leaders Machida Zelvia. Missed a big chance there to eat into their lead. And they're also beaten 2-1 at Gamba Osaka, the side going well in 3rd this season. Kato. Shotani. Mitsuta. Swings across it again, too much on it though for Soteriou in the centre and Higashi. Real live wire in that midfield. Makoto Mitsuta. Capped a couple of times by Japan, just 24 years of age. Broke into the first team in 2022. Was a regular last season. Matsumoto. Ohashi with the header down. Honda. Won by Ide. Yamakawa to Hatsuze. Sanfrecce Hiroshima, though, well organised behind the ball when they don't have it. Here's Muto. Ogihara. Now Mateus Tula. There's Muto, who's made a lively start to this game. Tula. Just trying to tempt Sanfrecce Hiroshima out of their formation. And they've been forced all the way back to Daya Maikawa. Goes long towards Osako. Nakano winning the header though. Yamaguchi. Now Ide. Hirose. Won by Ogihara. Cleared away by Sasaki. And the ball away though far too easily, and it's back with Muto. Swings across it again. There was a free header in the centre for Osako, who didn't really get hold of it in the way he would have liked, but it was a lovely ball in from Yoshinori Muto. The 3 centre-backs, it's always going to be a problem if they can get Hirose and Muto in behind the wing-backs Vissel Kobe, and they have done a couple of times with ease. One Muto cross resulting in a goal, the second there. A glorious chance for Osako, which he didn't take. There was the opening goal. Combination we've seen many times before between these two, Muto and Osako. Just 11 minutes for the champions to get themselves in front. And it was a lead they were unable to hold on to. Drinks break at the midway point of this first half, or round about that anyway. Hot and humid conditions here. And there's the equaliser, the two wing-backs combining. Higashi onto the head of Naoto Arai. Made some good signings in the off-season, Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Arai has produced 5 goals from right wing-back, and then Yuki Ohashi, 9 goals this season, but his general creativity a nuisance factor as well. It's just winning games that have been a problem, though. Drawn almost half of their matches this season, 10 draws from 21 games. A 3-2 loss away to Yokohama F. Marinos on the 19th of June is Sanfrecce's only defeat in their last 12 in all competitions. Lost just one of their last 8 in J1. That was that Yokohama defeat. Since those successive losses here to Nagoya Grampus and Kashima Atlas. Headed by Mateus Tula. Making yourselves tough to beat is one thing, but you've got to go out and start winning games. Sasaki. Ogihara. Osako. Plenty to play for Sanfrecce Hiroshima this season, still very much involved in the 2 domestic cup competitions. They will represent Japan in the new AFC Champions League 2 when that gets underway in September. The second-tier Champions League competition that they qualified for by finishing 3rd. Nakano. Vissel Kobe will have a 3rd shot at the AFC Champions League, or the Champions League Elite as it's now known. Is Muto. Competition they've done pretty well in previously. Semi-finalists in 2020, quarter-finalists 2022. Osako beaten to that by Arai. Now Matsumoto. Tula covering. MEIJI Yamakawa. Osako. Yamaguchi. Now Muto. Enjoying so much of the ball, Vissel Kobe. Sanfrecce Hiroshima happy for them to have it, and then they look for their chances on the counter. It's given away rather cheaply this time. And it's back with Keisuke Osako. Arai. Kato couldn't control it. Now Sasaki has it. Here's Higashi. Mitsuta fouled. Free kick for Sanfrecce. Shotani. Now Mitsuta. Sasaki looking for options. Not too many ahead of him. Nakano shifts it on to Shotani. It's Arai. Now Higashi. Sanfrecce have a man down at the moment. I think it's Soteriou.
This is the red card.
The yellow card has been shown. Somebody down below on the Hiroshima bench suggesting that the card should have been a different colour. It's off the ball. Difficult to see, isn't it, from that replay, but he's certainly caught Soteriou. Tula. First yellow card of the game. Discussion still ongoing between Cypriot and Brazilian. Good spell last month. Soteriou scored a couple of goals in games against Jubilo Iwata and Tokyo Verdy. He's never been the most prolific striker, though, on a consistent basis. Osako with the header away. Shotani's ball back into the box. Honda with the header out. Sasaki. Nice work to get away from Muto. He's taken a bit of a knock in the process. Here's Matsumoto. Ambitious long-range effort. Here's Arai. Clipped over the top, but too much on it for Matsumoto. Played for Japan up to under 21 level, Taishi Matsumoto. Still only 25, so hasn't given up all hope of featuring for the full Japanese national team. Flick on from Muto. Osako found it was fouled by Nakano, and so did the referee after taking a few seconds to consider. .34 now, Osako. Gained experience in European football with Werder Bremen, Cologne, 1860 Munich in Germany. Scored 11 in 75 for Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga before returning to Japan in 2021. Yamakawa. Hatsuze. Soteriou beaten to that by Ogihara. He's fallen kindly here for Hirose. Osako. Surrounded by purple jerseys, though, and Mitsuta wins the free kick. Well, his goal against Kashima Antlers last Saturday ended an 8-game run without a goal in all competitions. He's now scored in his last two, Osako. see the confidence returning to his game as well. Higashi. Kato whips it across, and the header just past the post from Soteriou. Well, that was certainly a chance. Nutsuki Kato, lovely ball in, and Soteriou just gained himself a yard with the little step back. Couldn't get the header on target. And who knows, that was an opportunity. International with 60 caps for Cyprus. On by Arai, Ohashi. To the break. Sanfrecce Hiroshima 1, Vissel Kobe 1. First half played at a good tempo. Vissel Kobe with plenty of the ball, but Sanfrecce Hiroshima looking a real threat when they break. Both teams have that width and that threat from out wide. Vissel Kobe from their wingers and Sanfrecce Hiroshima from their wing backs. Osako. It's been a real physical battle between Osako and Nakano, the centre-back of Sanfrecce. Hirose. Header away by Matsumoto. Here's Tula. Now Yamakawa. Muto was on his heels a bit. Higashi pounced, but now Muto has it. Taking on Higashi. And didn't really look as he tried to slip that ball through. Matsumoto was really the only player there, comfortably clearing it away. Here's Kato. Now Shotani to Naito Arai. Kato. Higashi. Hugging that touchline again for Sanfrecce. Finds Soteriou. It's opened up for Kato. On target, but routine stop for Maikawa. Wayward from Maikawa straight to Higashi. In space now for Matsumoto. Well cut out by Mateus Tula. The best touch from Muto, left it short and invited the challenge. Here's Mitsuturu, fancies this! Just past the post. Well, he's a player certainly capable of scoring from there. Certainly had Maikawa scrambling across his goal. Probably would have got there had it been on target, but a decent strike nonetheless from Mitsuta. "15 goals in 71 top-flight appearances for Sanfrecce Hiroshima since breaking into the side. Yamaguchi, Hatsuze, Gihara, well, no surprise to see Vissel Kobe with more possession. It certainly felt like that. Yamaguchi. There's Mateus Tula. Yamakawa. Here's Muto. Hatsuze. An awful lot of their good work has come down this near side. Vissel Kobe. Generally with the intention of getting Yoshinori Muto involved. Well, that's the two centre-backs now on yellow cards for Vissel Kobe. Tetsushi Yamakawa joining Mateus Tula in the book. Clumsy piece of defending. Here's one of their own, Yamakawa. Former under-20 international for Japan. And he's made over 100 appearances now for Vissel Kobe. He was J1 Manager of the Year in 2022 as Mikhail Skiba for reaching both those cup finals and seeing Sanfrecce into third place. Here's Ohashi. And now the flag does go up for offsides. In terms of energy levels expended in a game, the Japanese supporters are certainly up there with any fans in the world. Produce a wonderful noise at every J1 ground. One by Hatsuze. Osako. Made it awkward for Mitsuta to make the challenge. Using his experience there to win that free kick, Osako. Three minutes to the break, and either side snatch themselves an advantage before half-time. Will be a bit of time added on, of course, because of the drinks break. Hatsuze over this set piece. Tula and Yamakawa will come forward. Osako pretty decent in the air anyway, though, the centre forward. Suze delivers. And one claim by Osako. Initial header off Nakano, which could have created a problem, but it was well read by the Sanfrecce goalkeeper. Gihara winning it back. Honda to Tula. Here's Osako. Nakano never too far away when he has it, helped out by Arai this time. Certainly looking more like his old self is Yuya Osako after an inconsistent start to this campaign. It's been inconsistent though for Vissel Kobe as a club, really, compared to the high standards they set last season. Crossing way too close to Osako. Sotirio took it down well on the stretch. Just a couple of minutes to be added on as Sasaki has it. Goes long this time. Kato chasing it. And a bit of hesitancy from both Kato and Maikawa. Eventually it was the goalkeeper who got there first. The draw doesn't do much good to either team's title hopes. Chida Zalvia win tomorrow would see them lose more ground in the title race. Here's Kato. Ohashi. Well covered though by Yamaguchi, and it's a corner for Hiroshima. Both teams involved in Emperor's Cup action in midweek, the Premier Cup competition in Japan that brings with it a place in the Champions League elite for the winners. Competition that Sanfrecce failed to win in 2022. They haven't won it since the 60s, 1969, the last of their 3 Emperor's Cup wins. Winning that competition is rewarded in the same way as winning the title or finishing second. With a place in Asia's premier club competition. Corner then again for Hiroshima. It's whipped across. Sotirio got the top of his head to it. Here's Mitsuta. It's another corner. Well, surely the last chance of the first half. Seven in there again for Sanfrecce. Naito Arai swung out towards the penalty spot and just away from Sho Sasaki, who rose highest, but couldn't get a connection on the ball. Matthias Tula did get the connection from the head of Sho Sasaki. Well, Naito Arai's goal, levelling the game just 6 minutes after Yuya Osako had given the champions the lead 11 minutes in. It's been a game played at a good tempo, not too many chances created by either side. And it's as close as we thought it would be between two teams who still have title ambitions despite their inconsistent starts to the campaign. For Sanfrecce Hiroshima, they are 45 minutes away from yet another draw. Matthias Tula, who saw a yellow card in the first half, not too happy about that final challenge where Sho Sasaki clashed with him in the penalty area, catching him on the back of the head. And plenty still to play for here in the second half. Can Sanfrecce turn another potential draw into a win this time? Who knows? Half-time. It is Sanfrecce Hiroshima 1, Vissel Kobe 1. Well, welcome back to the EDION Peace Wing, where it's 1-1 at half-time between Sanfrecce Hiroshima and Vissel Kobe. Vissel Kobe making their way out, having taken the lead after 11 minutes. Yuya Osako scoring for the second game in succession, beginning to find his scoring form again. But it was a lead that lasted for just 6 minutes before Naoto Arai levelled for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Vissel Kobe just edging the possession in the first half, but in truth very little, as there generally isn't between these two sides. The problem is a point doesn't do a great deal for either side's potential title hopes. Sanfrecce will still include themselves in that race, despite being down in 7th, 9 points between themselves and the top, but plenty of football to be played in the second half of the season. So Sanfrecce Hiroshima 1, Vissel Kobe 1. The home side getting the second half underway. And J1's Friday night match, week 22 of the 2024 season. A longer campaign than the last, with J1 back to what it used to be, 20 teams. Vissel Kobe winning a 18-team league title last season. By Maikawa up towards Osako. Chested down by Ogihara, one back by Mitsuta. Spread wide by Ohashi. Higashi. Matsumoto. Cleared away by Ogihara. Matsumoto again. Sasaki. Swings the cross in, punched away by Maikawa. And then driven in first time and tipped around by Maikawa. Arai hit it. Need asking twice to go for goal, does he? He was perhaps aided by the deflection, which caused a problem for Maikawa. Got there in the end, though, fingertips wide. And a Sanfrecce Hiroshima corner. Delivery in towards Soteriou. Mitsuta. Space for Kato. You can see what he was trying to do, but it was well read by Mateus Tula, and just as well, otherwise Soteriou may well have had a tap-in. Attacking their most fervent supporters now, Sanfrecce Hiroshima, in this second half. Good delivery again by Arai, well defended by Vissel Kobe. And Ohashi unable to get on the end of that one. Goal kick. Quite a start to this season. Ohashi scored 2 goals in a 2-0 win at home to Urawa Reds here on the opening day of the season. Scored each end in the 2-1 loss to the league leaders Machida Zelvia back in April. And the general consensus is that Yuki Ohashi has been one of the signings of the season. And as Takayuki Yoshida watches on, the Vissel Kobe manager, here's Honda. Just hasn't been able to get his team ticking as consistently as he did last season. Honda away by Arai. Tula's header back with Ohashi for Sanfrecce. Sasaki. Now Mitsuta. Swings the cross in. Gathered again by Maikida. Away again by Maikawa, under pressure. Arai getting his foot there though, ahead of Rikuto Hirose. Such an experienced coach, Mikhail Skiba. He's 58 now. And he's been coaching for 36 years. A promising player career was ended at the age of 21 when he tore his cruciate ligament 3 times. Here's Sasaki. Sotirio. He was offside. He's really struggling to have too much of an impact in this game at the moment. Pirios Sotirio. Douglas Vieira, their only out-and-out attacking option on the bench. Sanfrecce Hiroshima. He has scored 7 goals this season in only 4 starts. 20 appearances in all. And it's an impressive return from Douglas Vieira. And now Vissel Kobe have a corner. Vissel Kobe supporters hoping their side can get themselves back in front here. Tula, Yamakawa forward, Osako in there as well. It will be Hatsuze to deliver with the left foot, the right back who is left-footed. Deep delivery this time to Tula, who headed it back into the danger zone. Oh, and it's flicked into the back of the net! And the flag has stayed down. Rikuto Hirose scores. There will, of course, be a check on that. Everybody stood still. The initial instinct was that he was offside. But Hirose has played to the whistle and poked the ball in. Now, let's see. Tula's header back across. He's onside there. It's a lovely delivery. Clearance not the best. And that's a neat finish from Hirose. And on that first replay, looks okay. The arrival from Kashima Antlers at the start of the season, netting his first goal for the club. And 7 minutes into the second half, the champions back in front. Sanfrecce Hiroshima 1, Vissel Kobe 2. And Rikuto Hirose scores his first goal for the club in J1. Ide. Osako. Fed into the centre, but too far ahead of Yamaguchi. Well, they scored early in the game, and now they've scored early in the second half. Can Sanfrecce Hiroshima produce a similar response? It's neat football again in and around the box. Muto just getting his final ball. Just that slight bit off target, otherwise Yamaguchi was in. Sotirio. Sanfrecce Hiroshima facing a third home defeat of the season. And only their fourth of the campaign. Here's Muto. Hatsuze. Arai. Came up with the equaliser in the first half. He's had a good game. Noto Arai, a constant threat on this right side. Mitsuta. Tula clears. Matsumoto wins the initial header and the second. Headed on by Honda. Ide. Osako. Shotani. Osako was strong though, did well, and Osako threatening to get in behind. Osako still going. Just couldn't bundle his way through. Shows Sasaki did enough to come across and put him off. Well, he is looking very much back as a force in the Vissel Kobe attack, is Yuya Osako. Lovely ball through from Hirose, and he just looked as though he turned away from Sho Sasaki, but the Hiroshima captain did enough. It is a corner, though. Strong start to the second half from the champions. The win against Kashima Antlers last weekend at home was significant. This would be even more significant at a stadium where they've won just once in 19 visits. Hatsuze. Osako with the header back across, just couldn't get the height and the dip on it. Would have been a carbon copy of Arai's equaliser for Sanfrecce in the first half, had Osako pulled that off. Need to wake up at the start of this second half though, the home team, very much on the back foot. Matsumoto. Shotani. Here's Arai. Tula just doing enough to shield the ball from Makoto Mitsuta. Here's Tula. It stays like this, Sanfrecce could find themselves 12 points off title pace come the end of the weekend. Could be heading for another season where they concentrate on the two cup competitions. Into the quarter-finals of one, looking to reach the last 16 of the Emperor's Cup, which you'd expect them to do in midweek against Iwaki of J2. Gihara. Now Tula. Ida. Hirose made the run inside him, and I'm not sure what Ida had in mind there. It was a miss kick that could easily have found its way into that near corner. Here's Higashi. Now Sasaki. Honda's header. Gihara helped on to Hirose. Good foot in from Hirose. Here's Osako. He's fouled though by Matsumoto. Presence of mind of Hirose just to stay switched on from that corner. And then the ability just to finish the ball off in the manner that he did. Showed real composure. Vissel Kobe planning the first substitution. And it's Daiju Sasaki who is about to come on for Horia Ida. He's a player with a real eye for goal. Scored 7 times from midfield last season. Just a couple in this campaign though. He's been in and out of the side this season, Daiju Sasaki, which is something of a surprise given his form of last season. Scored a couple of times. 24-year-old with a fight on again for a regular starting berth. Header on from Sasaki. A fabulous end to last season. Sasaki was so important for Vissel Kobe in the midfield. Here is Sasaki. Player who spent a bit of time in Sao Paulo in Brazil playing for Palmeiras, or I should say training with Palmeiras. He never actually made a league appearance for them. It's a loan spell there that didn't really work out for him, but I'm sure he learned an awful lot. Away from Maikawa, Sasaki. Now Honda. Sasaki. Lovely control. Yamaguchi. The ball swung in, too much on it though for Hirose this time. And they've held on to their lead longer than they did in the first half. Just 6 minutes before Arai levels. 10 minutes now since Hirose restored the lead for Vissel Kobe, and Marcos Junior is about to come on for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Former Brazilian under-20 international, he's 30 now. Joined the club a year ago from Yokohama F. Marinos. And will make his 151st J1 appearance. Here's Kato. Arai. Matsuta losing out, but it's a throw for Sanfrecce. Arai. Tula with the header away. It's had a really solid game apart from his booking in the first half, Mateus Tula. Honda. Heavy collision there, and Sasaki immediately holding his shoulder. Sato down as well. And the way he's holding that looks quite concerning actually for Sasaki. Oh, goodness me. So Nakano, in fact, the centre-back. And Sotirio replaced by Marcos Junior. J-League winner with Yokohama F. Marinos in 2020, Marcos Junior. J1 top scorer the season before that in 2019. Tough evening for Sotirio. Unable to add to his 5 goals this season. Marcos Junior has just the 1, but it's only his 4th appearance. Coming off the bench here. Scored on his debut in a 3-2 win at home to Kawasaki Frontale. Coming off the bench. Can he repeat that trick here? They certainly need a goal, Sanfrecce. Here's Yamaguchi. Here's Sasaki, seems to be moving okay now. It's Hirose. Quite a hit he took on his shoulder, and you could see it really jolt upwards. Here's Sasaki. Now Higashi. Nakano onto Shotani. Nakano, who's recovered okay as well from that collision with Sasaki. Arai. Foot in from Yamaguchi. It's a better spell this from Sanfrecce. Matsumoto. And Sasaki. Marcos Junior. Back with the Brazilian again. It's good pressing though from Vissel Kobe, drawing the mistake from Sanfrecce. Too high for Sasaki. And Mitsuta. Arai. Trying to work an opening down this near side. Sanfrecce Hiroshima, not the best ball by Arai, but Shotani did well. Just about holding on to possession. Tigerish work from Vissel Kobe off the ball. Mitsuta, Matsumoto, on by Sasaki to Higashi. Well defended by Hatsuze. Back with Sasaki though. Shotani clips it in for Marcos Junior with the little header on, and then gathered by Maikawa. Marcos Junior trying to tee up Yuki Ohashi. Hirose. Muto's header. Picked up by Nakano though. Sako feels he got the ball and that Mitsuta actually kicked him, having got his leg in front. Well, here's the goal again. Tula's header back across the Tirio's clearance, headed back in by Ogihara. And Rikatu Hirose, the only player who stayed switched on. delicate little flick. It's a beautiful finish, actually, from Hirose. Hiroshima waiting for the offside flag that never came, and proved rightfully so. So 20 minutes to go. Vissel Kobe leading Sanfrecce Hiroshima by 2-1. Osako putting them in front on 11 minutes. Arai levelling for Sanfrecce just 6 minutes later. 7 minutes into the second half. Vissel Kobe regaining the lead through Hirose. Here's Higashi. Higashi again. Maikawa. And Akihara completes the clearance up to Osako. And now Muto in a bit of space here. Sasaki ahead of him. Yamaguchi! 3-1. Hotaru Yamaguchi finishes off a swift counter-attack from Vissel Kobe. And the champions have themselves a 2-goal cushion here in Hiroshima. It's a lovely goal. It was all about the hold-up play here of Yuya Osako. Took Nakano, the centre of the three centre-backs, out of the equation. And what a ball from Yoshinori Muto. And Hotaru Yamaguchi did the rest. Good sweeping finish past Osako. Third of the season for the Japanese international. And that surely sees Vissel Kobe across the line. Sanfrecce Hiroshima 1, Vissel Kobe 3. And the champions suddenly have switched their season on. 3-1 winners against second place Kashima Antlers last weekend. And now the same scoreline at a place where traditionally they don't do very well at all. Haven't won in 9 games in Hiroshima since a 1-0 win back in April 2015. 9 years ago. Their only win in 19 trips here, of which they've lost 12. Well, this could be a truly significant win in this year's title race. Hirose. It's a massive 6 points if they do get across the line here, that they will have taken in their last 2 games. 2 real testers as well, especially for a side who have been as inconsistent as the champions have been this season. Too much on that for Kato. Sanfrecce facing their first defeat now in 6 games, having arrived 5 unbeaten. Ohashi is coming off as the changes are rung. Kato replaced as well. Douglas Vieira and Ezekiel are both coming on. Nakajima for Matsumoto. Big roll of the dice then from Mikhail Skiba. And the front 4 now contains 3 Brazilians: Douglas Vieira, Marcos Junior and Ezekiel, who have all come off the bench. Is Sasaki. And Vissel Kobe are beginning to look like champions again. Muto. Put a little bit of pressure on Machida Zelvi ahead of their game with Nagoya Grampus tomorrow to be just 3 points ahead of Vissel Kobe. couple of favourable fixtures to come as well for the champions, on paper at least. It's Matthias Thule. Daiju Sasaki. Clever ball in behind, Hirose! Well, he scored his first goal for the club and he nearly had his second there, and probably should have done. Osako tipping over. Lovely ball from Sasaki. Delicate finish to put Vissel Kobe 2-1 up. Went for power as he had to this time. Vissel Kobe making changes as well. That's the end of the action for Hirose. He's being replaced by Jean-Patrick and Osako by Ryuho Kikuchi. Vissel Kobe bringing on their own Brazilian. Jean-Patrick, who has largely played most of his games from the bench during his Vissel Kobe career. Joined from Cerezo Osaka for the start of last season. Suze swings it across, and a header from Kikuchi almost immediately. Another chance to deliver. They're all over the place at the back here, Hiroshima, and now the whistle has gone. I think Vissel Kobe fancy a few more here. They're rocking a bit here, Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Header bang into the face of Shotani. Vissel Kobe unable to scramble the ball home though. Well, each time they've lost at home this season, Sanfrecce Hiroshima, they've conceded 3 times. They were beaten 3-2 by Nagoya Grampus, 3-1 by Kashima Antlers. And 3 conceded again here to Vissel Kobe, although there's still time. May not ultimately lose the game, but haven't shown a great deal since half-time, the home team. Touch off from Douglas Vieira. Arai with the cross in. Now Mitsuta. Arai, it's a frustrated swipe at that one. Thule with the challenge, deflected off the Brazilian for a corner. Well, if they could snatch one back, you never know. Last thing they wanted was an 11th draw this season, but they'd certainly take that now from this position. Shotani has been replaced by Yusuke Shajima. All 5 made now for Sanfrecce. Arai with the corner. Oh, poor night for Mikael Skibber. There's Marcos Junior. Be set to lose more ground with Machida Zelbia and Kashima Antlers and Gamba, the top 3 all set to play again. There's Douglas Vieira, who's gone down under the challenge. Roars all around this stadium. I think the Brazilian went down a little easily. Sasaki, challenged by Arai. Little flick on by Yamaguchi. Muto, oh, that would have been a lovely ball, and he pulled it off. Here's Sasaki. Having a great season again, Yoshinori Muto. He's having a terrific evening. Clipped in by Douglas Vieira to Marcos Junior. And an easy gather for Maikawa. was looking as though it was going to be a fairly meek title defence from Vissel Kobe, but maybe not now. Still have 16 games to go after this evening. Plenty of points to pay for as they try and drag themselves above Machida Zelvia, last season's J2 champions, who have taken J1 by storm. Here's Marcos Junior. Flips the ball across, Douglas Vieira. Can't believe he hasn't scored. Yamakawa did enough to get himself in front. Great play by Marcos Junior, lovely cutback. And it's the trailing foot of Tetsushi Yamakawa who kept the ball out. Just instinctively stuck out the leg behind him, and it was enough to get the block from the Brazilian striker. Scored 3 goals last season, but has 7 in this campaign. Sasaki. And that's gathered by Osako. Arai. 9 minutes away from what will be a massive win for Vissel Kobe. They were beaten 2-1 away at Gamba Osaka in their last away game, which extended their run to 4 games without a win on the road since a 4-1 win at Cerezo Osaka back in May. Not 1 for 3 in the league away, 2 defeats and a draw. That was off the back of being unbeaten in 11 J1 games previously away from home. There's Marcos Junior. This would be a victory to get Vissel Kobe back on track in all senses regarding the title challenge. Ezekiel, the player down for Sanfrecce, have no more changes to make. I'm not sure he's suffering from concussion. No, it's the thigh that's the problem. And he's not long been on, Ezekiel. He's featured just 8 times, all from the bench this season. Been at the club for 4 years now, since signing from Botafogo. He's going off on a stretcher. Will he be able to continue? That's the question. It doesn't look particularly promising. Sanfrecce Hiroshima have used all 5 subs. Certainly hasn't been Sanfrecce Hiroshima's day, has it? I would think with 5 substitutions, the team would never find themselves in this scenario. Finishing off the game with 10. Header away from Jean-Patrick. There's a deflection on that. That will be another corner. That's an effort from Nakajima. Swinging corner. Arai almost on the end of it is Mitsuta. Well, that found the corner. There would have been no chance for Maikawa. It was a well-struck effort from Makoto Mitsuta. Just the wrong side of the post. Really good, clean hit, though, from the midfielder. And now just to rub it in, Vissel Kobe are making another couple of changes. Sanfrecce have used all theirs. I think he'll off. Dihura makes way as well for Hideguchi. And Nanase Ino is on. And that is all 10 substitutions made now. Four and a half minutes to go. Honda with the throw for the champions, who have played like champions today. Much more like the 2023 Vissel Kobe than what we've seen so far this year. Seeing moments of it. And they just lack that consistency they had last season, but two massive morale-boosting wins against Kashima Antlers and Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Two clubs who would consider themselves title rivals. It's looking as though Sanfrecce, though, will be leaving themselves with too much to do. Mitsuta. It's a neat little back heel to Nakajima. Marcos Jr. with the delivery and the header over the top. Well, Marcos Jr. has worked himself into some good positions. Chajima with the header over. Done well since coming on, Marcos Jr. You could do with him back on a more regular basis. Yamakawa on by Ino. Mateus Tula's header, he's been immense in the Vissel Kobe defence here. Sasaki, who's added some real quality to the midfield since coming on. He and Hirua Ida, it seems, involved in a fight for one of those midfield starting berths. Arai. Now Douglas Vieira chasing this one. And now the flag does go up for offside. Nakano. Mitsuta. Yamakawa happy to see it back to Maikawa. Well, the first half there was very little in it. Vissel Kobe had a lot of the ball. In terms of chances, both teams were each other's equal. Second half though, Vissel Kobe well worth the lead here. Sanfrecce Hiroshima have offered very little in an attacking sense. There was that chance for Douglas Vieira that was blocked by Yamakawa. Mitsuta's effort just past the post. But it's been a clinical second half from the champions. Jean-Patrick draws the foul from Mitsuta. 6 minutes to be added on. Sasaki winning the header above Sho Sasaki. And that's a free kick for Sanfrecce. Well, both teams switch focus to the Emperor's Cup in midweek. Both have matches they would expect to win against lower league sides. Sanfrecce entertain Avispa Fukuoka, last season's League Cup winners, here next Sunday before a trip to Sagan Tosu. In a couple of weeks' time, the friendly start against the European clubs for a number of the J-League sides. Here's Nakano. Ball swung in towards Douglas Vieira from Chajima. Jean-Patrick. Sanfrecce Hiroshima have a friendly against Stuttgart on the horizon. Vissel Kobe against Tottenham Hotspur, and then French club Rams. He's played his part today with the opening goal. His hold-up play for the third goal, finished off by Yamaguchi, so impressive. Muto, of course, got the assist, as he did for the first goal as well. Yamaguchi. Eno. He's lost his shorts there. Good job, he's got his cycling shorts underneath. And a free kick for Vissel Kobe. Three minutes to go, 3-1 up. A repeat of the performance against Kashima Antlers last weekend. 2 wins out of 2. The big question, though, is have they turned that corner? Vissel Kobe. Just need to put themselves in a position that if Machida Zelvio do slip up, they're there to take advantage. Sasaki. I think he went for goal there. It was a poor effort. Eno. Mitsuta. Sasaki or Muto felt he just pinched the ball away. Referee didn't agree. Eno's header. Good work from Nakajima. Douglas Vieira. Arai will hit this. And it's a corner. Just goes for goal at any opportunity, Naoto Arai. He's a really exciting right-sided player. Arai to deliver the corner. Now Mitsuta. Chajima. Sho Sasaki's header back across. A miss kick from Jean-Patrick. Cleared away anyway by Yamaguchi. Chajima. Well, that's going to be a goal kick. It should just about be that for Vissel Kobe. On for their first away win since mid-May. And an end to a run of 4 without a win on the road in all competitions. Had to come from behind to beat Kashima Antlers last weekend, but they were in charge of this one right from the off. Vissel Kobe. Yuya Osako's goal on 11 minutes, putting them in front. Arai level just 6 minutes later. And it was pretty close in the first half, but in the second half, Vissel Kobe looked like champions. Hirose scoring his first goal for the club 7 minutes into the second half. And then Hotaru Yamaguchi on the counter, wrapping up the win with the third. Sanfrecce Hiroshima beaten for just the 4th time this season, but 3 of them now have come here at the EDION Peace Wing. And on all 3 occasions, they've conceded 3 goals. But Vissel Kobe have done what they needed to do. 6 points from 2 very testing games against Kashima Antlers and Sanfrecce Hiroshima. And they move temporarily, at least, into second place on 40 points. Just 3 points behind the leaders, Machida Zelvia, who play tomorrow. It's finished here. Sanfrecce Hiroshima 1, Vissel Kobe 3. Well, those away fans absolutely delighted there. You can see at the top of your screen. This is a big, big result for Vissel Kobe off the back of last weekend's big result. A couple of favourable fixtures to come, on paper at least anyway. And there's no question that Vissel Kobe are still very much in the title race conversation. Sanfrecce Hiroshima won't give up all hope, but it is more points dropped in their pursuit of a first J-League title since 2015. They won 3 titles in 4 years between 2012 and 2015, and it'll be getting on for a full decade at the end of this season almost since winning their last title. And you wouldn't put your money on them doing so now with so many teams ahead of them in the race.
チームを勝利に導きました決勝ゴール、まずはあのシーン振り返っていただいてよろしいですか。
まあ立ってたらボール来たんで、はい、とりあえず枠内にちょんって触るだけでした。
ですがゴール前に迫力を持ってチーム全員でもハードワークをした90分間だったと思うんですが、そのあたりについてはいかがでした？
それが自分たち神戸のサッカーのベースだと思うんで。